Welcome back. New episode, new season. It is NSA Bulls podcast. For me, I'm uncertain where to really even begin with the Bulls right now.
What I'm not happy with is this whole Patrick Williams saga. Let me talk about this for a second. Patrick Williams is in his team is in the media about asking for something of $200 million for contract extension. I'm so sick and tired of some of these players in regard to Patrick Williams asking for stuff that you're not even producing. You're not even giving us 20 a game, but you want $200 million. Like, come on, man. It's just a little annoying how he can't get over the hump, and you know he has the skills to be more, and he won't give you more. I'd rather you just suck. That's just my point. I'd rather you just be a bad basketball player, because then we ain't got no, hope for you. But obviously you're good enough to be in the league, but you keep doing this glimp stuff instead of putting it all together. Mm-hmm. So I'd be really frustrated with Patrick Williams. Like, this man put up 21 minutes of play, 0 points, no production. There's no production. Stacey King and all of them was talking about, does he, somebody got to be in his ear or whatever. It's like, at this point, only you can motivate you, bro. Do you want? Because the rate he going, he might be out the league in about 3 or 4 years. I ain't gonna lie to you, no cap. You gotta stop doing this bullshit.
I wouldn't be surprised if they send him to the D League.
What are your thoughts, bro?
I mean, he's not that good. What he's proven is not good. You can only take what he's given us and see it at face value. I mean, he's not going to get the $200 million that he's expecting unless he has a crazy year this year. So, I mean, you got plenty of time. It's only a couple games in. So, I mean, he can turn it on. If he can turn it on, it's going to help his career. If not, he might not playing for the Bulls, or he might not be playing in the league. Only thing with him, he is a good defender, though. So, some teams might really, take that for value. But offensively, he struggles, and teams are gonna have to keep that in consideration. So yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I'm trying to reserve the best I can, being ultimate Bulls fans of what we've seen from individual players and them as a team. But they've got some things they got to work out. They're having these player meetings. I'm hearing about how they, having player meetings, like when they had that bad loss against Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you can keep going. I mean, it's good they address things early, but it seems like they still struggle with the inconsistencies of bringing it night in, night out as a team.
I mean, the Bulls are just overall not really a good team. So, I mean, as Bulls fans, it's going to be frustrating, but that's just the type of team that we have. And it's going to be a struggle until something's done. Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to coast. I predict we're going to just kind of coast through this year. We might make the play-in. And this is going to be that. I mean, of course, they're still going to sell tickets. People are going to still show up to the games. They're going to be playing some good teams. The league is full of talent. So any given night is going to be a good game for the Bulls as a fan to watch. But I just don't really put too much value into the Bulls as a team.
The other thing I don't like, too, is they get rid of players that actually help us mentally. Dude, they didn't even sign Patrick Beverley back. Yeah. Patrick Beverley plays for the Philadelphia 76ers now. Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, you guys don't want to win. You guys aren't putting the right ingredients in the team. You know damn well that this team, without guys that have that put accountability on people, because clearly our coach ain't going to do it. He's too passive. Yeah. He's too much of a nice guy instead of cursing people out. And not saying that that's the best way to go all the time. But sometimes after so many failed attempts, you got to get a little tight with people. But he don't have that ability to make that switch. He's too passive. He's too nice for grown men.
It's the players. It's really our two top guys. They not providing what we need. So shit. Either we're gonna just deal with that, or we're going to have to move on. So when the contract's up, I think the Bulls should really suggest is blowing the team up and then just taking it from there. And then the league is full of talent. So much talent in the NBA. Coming in the NBA, the talent is nowhere how it used to be. It's way better than it ever used to be, present day. So shit, they can come across some more players. It's just, will the organization make the proper moves, smart decisions, and stuff like that? And then that's just something we'll have to just figure out and see what happens. But right now, the Bulls team, unless they can really just pull some fucking magic or a rabbit out of a hat, then I just see the same old story. I was trying to kind of be more considerate of the team and gentle, but just being a straight shooter, I don't see much.
I believe this is a good playoff team that can make it to the second round if they got their head together. Mm-hmm. Like, they could cause havoc for teams that will be eventual champions. Like, if you saw Milwaukee and your head was on right and you played to a T, because I've seen them do it. Mm-hmm. They play to a T. They play A-level basketball, right? They know what's at stake. They know who they playing. They know they're on primetime television, right? Mm-hmm. When they are in those camera lights, right? Mm-hmm. The game is way more focused to them. They're way more interested. They're more engaged. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, they might still lose the game, but they're losing the game with a fight. Like, they're losing the game by 2 or 3 points to a team that eventually might be the champion.
But what does that tell you, though? That tells you that we're not a good team, because it takes all that just to even lose. Like, we're just not a good team. I just feel like.
No, you're right.
The other teams out there, because there's a lot of teams. I like Victor Wembanyama, however you pronounce his name. I think he's going to be a good player. Yeah. What do you think about him?
Yeah, he looked pretty good. He's playing exceptional. I thought it was ironic. I saw a stat that his first NBA game, he put up the same points and assists with the same field goal attempts and makes as Tim Duncan on his first game. Yeah. That was a little eerie to me. Like 15 points, 2 assists, was 6 for 9 from the field. I was like, that's crazy. But obviously, that's Tim Duncan is a top 5 player in my book. Like, if he's not top 5, he top 6 in my book. That's how I got him. So Wemby got he got big shoes to fill. I mean, he's a big guy.
Yeah, I mean,
speaking, but overall, like, I do like what I'm seeing from the kid. I mean, he had a lot of potential, and he's only gonna get better. He already dunking on cats, coming off the post, blocking shots, hitting jump shots from the perimeter. I mean, he's
his own player, so he doesn't. Yeah. I don't think he has to really worry about filling Tim Duncan's shoes, but like, they always gonna do those stat comparisons, and that's just for people to look at it and just feel some type of way. Yeah. But he's a hell of a player, dude. He's 7'4", 8-foot wingspan. He can knock down the shot, the three, a step back, pull up. Shot is pure.
Yeah.
Right. He got a nice shot. Period. Like, he can shoot the ball at 7'4". It's very exciting to see the San Antonio Spurs excited for basketball. Like, even though the Spurs fans like basketball and they appreciate their organization, right? So even when they haven't been as good the last few years now, probably a while now, but they've been showing out and still supporting the team. But now it's just like more electric energy inside the arena. So it's good to see, man. So I think the Spurs are going to make the playoffs.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Yeah.
That's a hot take. The Western Conference is pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
For them to make the playoffs, that's saying a lot.
That's tough. So
if he make the playoffs, I mean, he going to get unanimous Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think a vote would go the opposite direction. Because, you got some guys out there that like the guy of Oklahoma City as well, too. Mm-hmm. Chet.
Yep.
Chet is pretty good because his first year was last year, but technically they go by rookie now. Is about if you play because he was injured all last season apparently.
But also the rookie from the Mavericks too, Big Boy. He's going crazy too, so he's going to be a sleeper. But and the Mavericks. Speaking of the Mavericks, all right. So before I talk about the Mavericks, the Spurs, I think that could be a playoff team.
Yep.
But it's a lot of teams in the West.
It is.
So what teams do you think might be above the Spurs?
I'm going to go with the Clippers. I'm going to go with the Lakers. I'm going to go with Sacramento. I'm going to go with Golden State. I'm going to go with Dallas. Dallas might be, Dallas might be barely, they might be damn near in the same pool. But I don't think Dallas is not going to make the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs last year. But with their roster and they all-NBA talent with Luka and Kyrie, I feel like with a full season, because Kyrie got there. What,
Towards
20,
the end,
25 games the last season. Wasn't a lot of time to kind of mesh with another talent like that.
You know who
but
you
now
forgetting?
they got a full season together. I feel like they're gonna make the playoffs.
You know who you're forgetting though?
And they also got Williams kid off of Boston that played for Grant Williams. He played for Dallas. Now who am I forgetting?
You know what team you're forgetting?
Phoenix.
You know what other team you're forgetting?
What other team?
Pelicans.
I need to see more from Zion. I ain't gonna lie. He balling.
Yeah.
He balling now.
And they winning.
But the thing, it's only been 3 games in though.
Yeah, so he doesn't get hurt. I mean, as long as he don't get hurt, that's the only thing.
That's the thing with him though. He got this stigma that he's always hurt. He's always gone long periods. So if he can pull out 60 games in the season, which I feel like is low expectations, he should be playing, given how much time he's had off the court. He should be fully healthy for a whole 82. But given his track record, I'm gonna say about 60.
No, I'm gonna go.
games.
I'm not gonna say he's gonna be healthy, right? So everybody in the league,
hope so.
Everybody in the league is gonna be healthy until proven not healthy. So
Yeah.
he's gonna be healthy, and they're gonna be a playoff team because he's gonna be healthy. But I just think maybe to clean up my Spurs hot take, they're gonna probably be in the play-in because there's a lot of talent.
Oh, and then how can I
the
forget about
West.
the Denver Nuggets?
And you can't forget about the Denver
Fucking
Nuggets.
Denver Nuggets.
That's
the
like
defending
8.
champions.
It's like 8 teams right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So out of those teams, I feel like the weakest teams would be the Lakers. I want to say Dallas, but I got high hopes for Dallas this year.
In what way though?
Just overall, I think they're going to be better defensively. And I think they're going to be like a stronger team in the West. Like they always been kind of like towards like the middle or towards the end of the playoff picture. But I feel like they can be one of those top teams, top 4 teams.
A top 4 team.
I think they could. I think it could be. It's 50-50, of course, but I think it could be one of those breakout years for the Dallas to be like one of those reputable teams that people really take seriously.
That's actually a really hot take.
Yeah, so
that's a hot take. I'm cool with it. Right now, they are ironically going by what you just said.
No,
they are
but
number 1 in
what's the
Western
what's the record though? What's the record?
They 2-0.
Okay, they're 2-0. They play today.
2-0.
They play today.
I think they
Sunday.
do. I think they do play today.
Yeah. But the thing with Dallas is it's defense though. It's always been defense. So if they can provide, some good defense and shit, then they can do something. And I feel like Luka is the guy. I've been trying to save this for a while, but I feel like Luka might be MVP this year. Right? Okay, that's kind of what I'm going into with this. I think Luka could be MVP, especially if you have Kyrie Irving on the side, to relieve some of that pressure.
You know
off
what?
you.
That's not.
It's not too far off.
That's
huh?
not far off at all. I mean,
No.
We're talking about. I mean, the way he started last season.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude is sensational.
He's
we
putting
already
up.
know this.
He's putting up 40, 50 games.
We damn near expect him to have great games.
Yeah.
That's when you become a great player.
Yeah.
When you expect him to do this, like he put up 40, like meh.
Yeah.
He put up 40. I've seen him do that before already. That's the energy that the people who have seen Luka, I mean, all NBA fans in general, have of Luka. Like Luka has already proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's an all NBA player, first team all NBA. Right? We already expect him to be in that top 5, but it's just more about the team's success to get that MVP.
And I think that's why he could get that edge over the MVP over maybe guys like Giannis and Jokic because he has that spark. He has that spark factor where his game is so electric offensively. It's like kind of like mesmerizing in some way, like the Luka magic they speak of. So if he provides that Luka magic along with a good solid record, top 4 teams, even though Denver might be the number 1 team, they might still want to give the MVP to Jokic. But I think if Luka just goes crazy a lot of 40, 50 games, a lot of triple doubles, double doubles, high volume double doubles, then I think he can get MVP.
Yeah.
So,
you know what? I'm not even going to dispute that take. I just don't want to go into Embiid again. Like,
I don't think that's going to happen.
It shouldn't, And I got smoke for Embiid too. I got smoke for a lot of people today. Embiid is not that guy. We probably won't get Philly fans watching our podcast, so they probably won't, give us their smoke back. But here's the reality, though. I just be like, Embiid, he just don't impress me. Now, am I hard to impress? Am I required to impress? Absolutely not. I'm just a guy that watches NBA like millions of other people. But when I look at Embiid frustrates me, even though he's not on my team to root for, because he's the kind of player that, no question, he's better than a Zach LaVine. No one's arguing that. But they both struggle with the same thing, where they can't put it together when it matters the most. They know how to do all the gaudy stats and the good numbers. Like, if you ain't watching the game, you look at the game, they know how to do stuff. Now, obviously, he does it better than Embiid. Than LaVine on every level. But when I look at like category to place you in, you still leave, like, Embiid is in the category of great talent that leaves shit on the table. That's the kind of player Embiid is.
I think that's strong. I think that's kind of strong.
He's a great talent that leaves shit on the table. He still has never been to a conference finals his entire career, right? But the thing with him is he would do all the good things leading up to the last 5 minutes of a game. Get to that fourth quarter, he's still trying to shoot threes on the perimeter. He's still trying to do some bullshit instead of like letting the team foul you. 9 times out of 10, he the biggest dude on the floor. And he's not allowing the teams to foul. Because think about it like this, right? Even though we're not in old school basketball no more, old school mindset still can win basketball games. Because, he can shoot those threes in the first 3 quarters, right? But when the fourth quarter come and it's a tight basketball game, meaning no mistake basketball, he be on some, let me do the pick and pop. He's still trying to do that boot shit, where he doing the pick and pop instead of saying, give me the ball down low. Because they only got 2 options, bro. They either going to send the double or they going to foul you. It's either that. And he's a good free throw shooter. So if he literally just decided in his head, all right, give me the fucking ball.
But he does that,
here.
though. That's the thing that I'm struggling with, because first, you just put him in the same category tier as Zach LaVine.
No, no. What I'm trying to say is, clearly he's better than Zach LaVine, for all those who listening. I'm saying, well, if I had to put a category of like great talent meeting expectations, great talent need a little more work, like leave stuff on the table. He's in that category of great talent that leaves shit on the table.
Yeah.
He leaves a lot on the table because he make a lot of bonehead decisions. Like, he don't.
But that could just be coaching, though.
No. See what you just did there. 1 minute you just said coaching,
but because the only reason I say that because I don't see Embiid making a lot of these mistakes that you speaking about.
I see it.
I don't see it. I see Embiid play good from start to finish. Usually,
I don't.
And I know he gets in. He probably has those moments where he shoots threes, but he has his moments where he's dominant in the paint.
Okay. Let me put it this way. To put it in a better frame, maybe I was a little wild for saying him in this category of Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
He's in the category with Anthony Davis. That's what he's in the category with. And I don't think that's high.
That's not even true, because he's an MVP.
See, and that MVP was bullshit.
It wasn't bull. He was literally the leader of a playoff championship contending team.
They weren't contending.
They were like in the hunt. They were one of the best teams. They were like the top 4 team in the East.
Okay, that I understand that. When we want to break it down by minimalistic aspects of saying, okay, this player needs to do X, Y, Z to become an MVP candidate, then you want to go by that. But as we always said, and a lot of fans of basketball do, they judge these top players by postseason.
Yeah, give him a chance. He's in the midst of proving that right now. Like, I feel like it's too premature to say that he's not providing much in the playoffs, because he's literally in the prime of his career, in the midst of doing it right now.
I don't think Joel Embiid can lead.
I mean, I think we could just gotta see. I think it's too premature to say what he can and cannot do.
He can't do it.
I don't know if he can. I don't even know if he even been the best opportunity because the whole James Harden situation.
But what I'm saying is, Embiid leaves shit on the table because he ain't going against Giannis every night. Here's the thing. Here's how I put Embiid. Embiid is gonna kill 98% of the teams in the league, right? When he going against the championship contending teams,
he even had good games.
He finds a way to fuck it up.
He even had big games against Giannis, though.
We get all that. Okay, what I'm trying to say is this.
You just want him to go deeper in the playoffs.
I want not only that, but I also want him to not fold under pressure when you're going against these deep teams. Because it's a lot of times where he literally, like last game against Boston last year, that man had like 7 points in the game 7. See what I'm saying? Like inexcusable shit like that. Like he does shit like that. Now I'm not saying that guys can't have bad games. You're human. You can have a bad game. He just has a lot of key bad games. There are no defining moments in Joel Embiid's legacy thus far. He doesn't have a defining moment. That don't mean win a championship. It means defining moment. Like, bro, like playoffs come, because we already know he gonna kill in the regular season. He gonna put up 30 a game with 15 rebounds. We already know that. He's already proven that he's capable of doing that. What I'm going by is when you win the playoffs and you going against guys like Jason Tatum and all these guys, and it's a must-win game, you have to win this game or you going home.
Who's the best team in the East right now?
Milwaukee Bucks are the best team in the East.
And that's kind of, you said that quick, because some people say Boston.
I don't believe in Boston like that. Like here's the thing. Like I know they're gonna be a top team, but the reason I don't believe in Boston is because I don't believe in Jason Tatum like that. Jason Tatum is a great talent, but when I watch him play, like I said, I got smoke for a lot of people today, and I'm not meaning it in a mean way. What I'm just saying is like, Tatum is an exceptional talent, and Boston is lucky to have him. They really happy to have a guy like that, right? But he don't do all the things necessary to win a basketball game. He don't shrivel up. He just don't do what's necessary to win a game. Like, he's not the kind of guy that's gonna guard the other team's best player, and they both perimeter players.
I've noticed that. Yeah.
He was saying they will let Marcus Smart go do it. Well, obviously Marcus Smart play for Memphis now, but going by last season and past, because this season just started, Tatum is the kind of guy that would let someone else do the dirty work while he do the pretty work. He got so much pretty boy behavior to me.
So do you think?
Yeah. He don't want to say, "All right, bro, fuck off that dude. I gotta guard him myself. Like let me guard him." Like he don't have that energy. Like, I'll do whatever it takes to win this game. Like he want to win the same way every game. He want to go out there and get the 30. And every player want to do what they like comfortable with doing. But he don't want to do the shit that's uncomfortable. You see, and that's what's gonna stop that team from winning.
And that's what's gonna be. He's gonna be a tier under the Bucks.
Because Giannis, he gonna do what's uncomfortable.
And Dame.
Exactly. And Dame at that point in his career, Dame has never.
He's almost desperate for a championship.
Exactly. That grit is going to supersede.
Yeah. No, I totally get that now.
And that's what I'm saying.
As far as Boston, this might be like the best team they're going to have.
They've had good teams.
Yeah, and they've always had good teams. But this is probably the best team though.
On paper. I get your point.
Yeah,
they've lost a little bit of defensive intensity, not having Grant Williams no more, not having Marcus Smart no more.
But they got Drew Holiday though.
They do. But here's the thing I'm trying to say: like, a guy like Tatum, he can't go out there and just get his 30 and then get a couple blocks. There's parts in the game, bro, where you gonna have to just do some stuff you're not known for.
He needs to get that grit. Like the other light-skinned Devin Booker, man. If he was a grittier player like Devin Booker, it might be a different conversation.
Yeah, Devin Booker,
that dog.
Devin
Booker, dog in him.
He got a lot of dog in him. And I saw some stuff in the playoffs against Denver.
And he's proven himself.
Yeah,
he could actually be a MVP candidate.
Yeah, I believe in that.
Yeah.
I think he will be an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's gonna win it.
I don't think so.
like your take on the Luka part.
Yeah.
Luka being MVP, because when I think about it now, watching the NBA for so many years, it's hard for guys who've been multiple league MVPs to win again. And if they do win again, it's like they gotta do some stuff that they didn't even do before.
Right.
They gotta supersede the older version of them, the younger version of themselves, and like a Curry or a LeBron. They gotta do something that's just like, it's almost unfair to those players, because they like, I'm doing the same thing I did when I won MVP, but I can't get an MVP.
And what I can see what happening with Jokic, though, I could see the Nuggets having a really good record, though. So that might be a factor in Jokic getting another MVP, because you know he's going to have the numbers. Points going to be there, rebounds, assists, all that. Shooting field goal percentage, defensive presence, all that going to be taken into consideration for him to win possibly another MVP. But it's going to be hard, to your point, because you got to just do something different. Now, what could be done different is the team's record could be really good this year.
Yeah.
You know, and that could propel him to that spot. The Grizzlies. We did not talk about the Grizzlies. Now, it's going to be extremely hard, because all these teams in the West can't make the playoffs and can't make the play-in. So it's like, damn.
It's going to be hard for Memphis, because now, even though Memphis on paper, they're a really good team, right? And we know that, right? The problem with Memphis is they got this suspension with John Morant.
25 games.
Now also Steven Adams is gone for the rest of the season. But, Memphis may still make the playoffs, because it wasn't like Steven Adams got hurt halfway through the season, and then they trying to find a way to fill that roster in the right way halfway. I feel like they've probably made the proper adjustments, and as the season wanes and goes on, they're going to know how to play without him. Unfortunately, not in that way, like they don't need him. But it's like, if somebody going to get hurt, you'd rather they get hurt early in the season.
As far as like teams they need to watch out for, the Grizzlies, they need to watch out for the Thunder.
Man, Thunder is goddamn. They SGA. He's almost a superstar. Yeah, he on that type of time. The man, they said they crazy. I didn't realize this till I watched the Bulls game, the home opener. SGA to put himself in the class with Michael Jordan as the only two guards in the last 25 years or 30 years, which is crazy, because not even Kobe did this.
Yeah,
But to average over 30 a game, a steal a game, a block a game, right? Shit, not even Dwayne Wade did this, and you would have thought he did.
He's everywhere.
But they said, and they also said with 50% field goal percentage.
I think that the Nuggets are going to have the best record in the West, and the Nuggets are so good, bro, that low key they might as well just put them in the finals now.
Ooh,
low key. I kind of feel bad for LeBron, but at the same time, you really can't, because he's LeBron. He's accomplished so much, but they're not going to be that good overall. Like, they're going to probably have a decent record, but they're not going to make any like huge noise in the playoffs.
The thing is, both Miami and the Lakers were in the finals 3 years ago, right? So you expect them to be good, but when you look at the talent pool around them, like with the Lakers, you're like, God, I don't know how y'all gonna beat these guys on a 90-90 basis, because really, I mean, we already know this standard stuff that we know as basketball fans, but you got to play that conference, each team 4 times.
Yeah.
It'd be different if they was playing the Chicago Bulls 4 times.
Yeah.
Then I mean, they're gonna win 3 out of 4. But we're talking about the Western Conference and who they got to go against, and
it's tough, bro.
It's tough. I mean, because all of these guys got all NBA talent on each one of their rosters. I think with the Warriors, though, they, to me, even though they're not on everybody's list for winning a championship because of how their roster is constructed, they are a very sleeper team to me. And the only reason why I say that is because I shouldn't even say sleeper, because they just won a championship the other year. What I'm trying to say is their team has so much veteran presence and mental IQ. You're not going to outsmart them in games.
Yeah.
Like, bro, with the Chris Paul addition, like, now if he can stay healthy, that's always the if, because he always gets hurt at the wrong time for those CP3 fans out there. But the thing is, with him, though, adding on to the Draymonds, adding on to the Clays, adding on to the Currys, bro. Like their team can literally take a team that's probably like supposed to win and bounce their ass out. The other thing is too is like, you know, we talk about how like teams that was good 2 years ago, next thing you know, were good last year, somebody taking their spot and being in their playoff spot. I can easily see Memphis not having the year they should have, not missing the playoffs, and then a team that didn't make the playoffs like Dallas last year being in that spot.
Yep.
So Dallas is gonna have a full year with their A-level talent. And they're going to have the games that you're not going to have with John Morant. John Morant not going to be there 25 games or something like that. 25 games from now, Kyrie and Luka might be on another click level.
They might be rolling.
They might be rolling. They might be on an 8-game, 9-game winning streak. You see what I'm saying? So that's a roster spot that you going to be playing catch up that your team has to try to find a way to catch up and hope that teams screw up.
Yeah.
Because things are out of your control. They ain't playing you every night.
Yep.
So what I'm saying, they're going to be playing other teams and you be hoping that they go on a 5-game or lose a streak in the process while you trying to get your piece back.
Yeah.
You know, your main piece back as well. Like, not a role player. This is a superstar level player, John Morant. So that's the thing. Like, yeah, Derrick Rose gonna be. He can only do so much in his 15th frame.
Exactly.
And the other guys around them can only do so much. They're gonna need their star player back, especially in this wild, wild west.